How often do we ponder about the silent battles waged in the hallowed halls of our schools? How often do we consider that these battlegrounds are not of knowledge or sports, but of character, dignity, and self-esteem? The unseen enemy, the unspoken terror is far more prevalent than we'd like to admit, the menace of bullying. Consider the case of young Emily, a bright, cheerful child, full of life and potential. Emily's world was turned upside down when she stepped into middle school. The corridors of learning became a maze of fear and intimidation. A group of her peers decided she was an easy target. They taunted her, belittled her, and made her life unbearable. The sparkle in her eyes began to dim, her laughter started to fade, and she withdrew into a shell. The impact of the relentless bullying was devastating. Her grades dropped, she lost interest in her hobbies. The vibrant, vivacious Emily was replaced by a shadow of her former self. She was isolated, alone, and filled with a sense of hopelessness. Her parents, feeling helpless, could only watch as their child spiraled into a dark abyss. The strain on Emily's mental health was evident. She was referred to Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services, or CAMHS, but the burden on these services is overwhelming. The increase in cases like Emily's is pushing these services to their limits. The sad reality is that Emily is not alone. Thousands of children face similar circumstances every day. The tragic consequence of this is an alarming increase in suicide rates among school children. An unthinkable outcome, yet a grim reality that we must confront. It's a silent epidemic that is claiming our children, our future, one life at a time. So what can we do? The strategies employed by schools often fall short. Incidents go unrecorded, unnoticed, or unaddressed. Parents feel helpless, unsure of where to turn or how to help their children. The victims, in their despair, sometimes become the very bullies they once feared. It's time to change the narrative. It's time to break the silence. It's time to stand up against bullying. We need to create a culture of empathy and kindness in our schools. We need to empower our children to speak out, to stand up for themselves and for others. We need to equip parents with the tools to support their children and to navigate the complex landscape of bullying. Remember, every child is a beacon of potential. But what future can they have when they are broken? We have the power to change this. We have the ability to give our children the safe, nurturing environment they need to grow, to learn, and to thrive. Let this be a call to action. Stand against bullying. Stand for kindness. Stand for our children, because they are our future and they deserve a future free from fear.